Hi, my name is Javier Jimenez, and the recreational activity that I picked for my project is billiards, or playing pool. I'll be demonstrating skills I acquired and the barriers I encountered while playing pool, as well as my reactions and reactions from other people.
A little bit of effort, but it seems to be a success. Probably would be a little more convenient if it had automatic door.
The walkway entrance is wheelchair accessible, but the cashier counter was about 3 feet high from where I sat, so it's pretty high. I would have to extend my arm more to give cash or plastic to the cashier, but it wasn't much of an issue for me. The triangle is conveniently placed on a rack beneath the pool table for access, and there was also a rack beneath the table on each side to place up to 2 sticks per side. Preparing the pool balls in the triangle and positioning the triangle and the cue ball was not an issue for me at all.
Gotcha. One thing I do have to say about playing billiards on a wheelchair is that you still get in the same eye level as someone would punching back and playing pool. So it's actually a little bit of an advantage in my opinion.
I found out that the most time-consuming and challenging aspect was positioning my wheelchair for me to hit the cue ball in the direction I wanted. Fortunately, after a while playing it, it was a bit easier to position myself when the cue ball was closer for me to hit. Navigating around the pool table obviously takes more time in a wheelchair than walking, but then again it took only about 10 to 15 seconds more for me to do so.
So it's not that, I think when it comes to angles and knowing and positioning the stick at the angle you want, it is as difficult as I thought it would be. I just lift myself a little bit. I'm going to put my brakes on, and I'm going to lift myself a little bit outward just so I can have a little bit more arm room to hit where I want to hit.
Here I'm using a shorter but heavier stick provided by the employee.
And what I also want to this about is that the stick, because of the stick's weight, it increases the velocity of the cue ball to hit the solid ball. So that's a good plus. And the short length makes it a lot easier to manipulate.
I never found out the name of the cue stick I'm holding in my left hand in this clip, but it does help when I wanted to hit a cue ball that was far away from me.
There you go.
For my public place, I chose Dataland Mall, including JCPenney, a dressing room inside JCPenney, and a Foot Locker in the mall. Going up the ramp to get to the entrance on the second floor of the JCPenney was impossible. Either I didn't have the upper body strength to do so, or the ramp was just plain steep. If I pushed myself too hard, I would have flipped backward in my chair. I had to have my partner that was videotaping me push me up the ramp. The door to go inside JCPenney was heavy and did not have an automatic mechanism. There were some shoppers that were exiting the store that politely asked me if I needed help with the door, so I said yes. I decided to go to the Arizona section of the store, so I grabbed a shirt and wanted to find jeans that are my size. Navigating through the aisle where the jeans were located was kind of narrow, but not very hard to navigate through. I was able to find my size jeans after a few minutes, which was not long.
Okay, I'm going to try these on. Go into the fitting room and try on these close, and I'll be back as shortly as I can.
The accessible fitting room door was light in weight and was easy to open. I was able to get in there with no problem because there was a lot of space for me to move around and for me to change my clothes.
Alright, just got out of the fitting room. It was a unique experience trying on clothes. It opened up my eyes to how, not how much longer, but just longer it takes to just try on a pair of clothes, a shirt and jeans, which usually for me would take about less than 5 minutes to do. I think in total it took me about like 15 to 20 minutes.
My next store choice was Foot Locker. There were a choice of shoes located from top to bottom, in which case the top ones I would have to ask for assistance. Luckily, I found shoes I liked that were in my level, and I was able to reach them. I tried to simulate putting on shoes without moving my feet, and it's not hard depending on the type of shoe you try on. For example, Converse shoes, on the other hand, take much longer to put on because of the flimsy material it's made out of.
There was someone in the store, a representative, asked for assistance, and they were very helpful. She was very helpful, bringing me my shoe size and anything that a typical representative would do. She seemed to have helped me take the shoes out of the box, and take out the tissue that's inside of it, and that's something that I could have done on my own, but again, she was being helpful. Well, it was a really interesting experience. It was a big eye-opener, just getting into different places, and the challenge that goes along with it. Like the looks, I don't think I got any rash looks, or people acknowledged me while I was in the wheelchair, so it wasn't a negative experience.